coming in strong at number 1. It hits me like a truck, and somehow I have found the simplest, easiest hack to deal with it. Hi, my name's Hayley, I am the 40ish woman, and welcome to my channel where I talk about all things over the age of 40. Today, perimenopause, yay! I started my perimenopause journey when I was 38, so you could say I'm still in early perimenopause, and these are my top 5 symptoms and the top 5 hacks that I use to genuinely deal with them. So, number 5. Hormonal spots and generally just kind of dull feeling skin. Now there is a whole world of skincare out there, and it is definitely a ship I have set sail on, but just for the purpose of little hormonal breakouts, especially I seem to get them around my chin or this sort of area on my cheeks. Face masks of the clay variety, ones that you paint on your face, have definitely made a difference, and it's also a little bit of self-care, taking that time to make yourself feel a little bit special. My 2 favourite masks right now are Isntree Mugwort Calming Clay Mask. I had this recommended to me because I do have sensitive skin with some rosacea, and this is just lovely to put on, it really is. And the mugwort has real calming properties, does the job, I love it. My other favourite, Korean again, is the Red Bean Refreshing Pore Mask from Beauty of Joseon. Now this one was, I think, one of the first Korean products I got, and like, you know, there is not a lot of this baby left, and I love the smell. If you've ever used a juicer, and you know when it separates the pulp, you might not like this, but I really like it. When you separate the pulp from the juice, the smell of that fresh pulp that you can use in baking and stuff, that is exactly what this smells like. Cool and calm my face, and it's just really, really nice. So, you know, hormonal spots, get yourself one of these, get any supermarket clay based mask. Number 4, chills. Now I am not really having hot flashes. I definitely have night sweats, but they're not a massive problem. But feeling cold has become a real issue, and it's not just feeling cold, put a jumper on. It's what I can only describe as though somebody has placed a metal rod through the centre of your entire body and frozen it. It's awful, and I've turned the central heating up. I can even feel that my skin is not cold, and yet the inside of me feels like pure ice. It's a feeling, you know, when you know, and it's horrible. And I got myself an electric blanket. It's the only thing that seems to sort it out. And we're in April now, and we have a little bit of sunshine. It's still not that warm in the UK, but I've been using this electric blanket for about 18 months, and I still have to use it very occasionally in the warmer months, because this chill that I get seems to have nothing to do with the outside temperature. It's my body just doing its weirdness. So get yourself an electric blanket if you are experiencing chills, because it's fantastic, and it's the only thing that gets me to sleep at night sometimes. Number 3, anxiety. Oh, it's a tricky one. And once you've done things like look at what else might be causing your anxiety, physical and mental, drinking too much coffee, something that has genuinely helped, and this is, I'm talking the week before my period starts, what would have been the sort of PMT, PMS week. This is when these things are happening, and I can literally feel any anxiety I've got going up a notch those 5 to 7 days before my period starts. And I got myself a weighted blanket, They're not expensive. I used to think they were really expensive. I think it was 20 quid off Amazon for a double bed size weighted blanket, and they're like proper heavy. I don't think I was expecting it to be that heavy. I think I did a bit of an unboxing video when it arrived actually. I'll try and link that video if I can. I think it was a self-care video. And I will take myself to bed, put the telly on, and I will just wrap this weighted blanket. Sometimes I'll double it over. I got the double size one so I can double it up. There is something about feeling that pressure on my body that really brings down my sense of anxiety. And I will add, you know, obviously people suffer from anxiety in general. That isn't what I'm talking about. This is my perimenopause induced feelings that happen just before I'm about to come on my period. And also probably because I've been able to mentally separate what this anxiety feeling is, and I now recognise it as, oh, this is my PMT, right, okay. Using the weighted blanket seriously, genuinely helps. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not making any money out of this. This is what I really use for my real problems in my real perimenopause journey. God, I hate that word journey. It's proper cheese. Anyway. Number 2, crazy periods. Well, I talked about my weird ass periods in my I think doctor's visit video I did. So the periods have gone crazy. They are lasting anywhere between 5 days and 4 weeks. I am missing them all together. Sometimes they're so heavy I can't keep up with using the biggest tampons that are available to buy. And obviously at night time, if you're not fully protected, then accidents do happen. So what I've got basically is, number 1, wearing panty liners every single day, which is something that I never previously needed to do. And don't be shy, get the XL, get the longest ones you can find. I think these were actually from the older people's urine accident section, to be honest, but they're still like the super skinny flat ones, teeny tiny. So wearing those every day has been a lifesaver, and I have tried to be a bit greener about it, and I have bought reusable panty liners. Not all reusable panty liners are made the same. You can see, I can't remember what companies I bought these from, to be honest, but there's some quite thin ones, and these ones are a bit more robust, and I much prefer these, to be honest. But depending on what you're doing and where you're going, having reusable panty liners is not always the easiest thing to deal with. But wearing them at night has been really good, because you can get much longer ones, and they come in quite pretty patterns. I've got avocado and some lemon. Oh, that one's got flamingos on it. So these are really good to wear at night. It saves you from washing the sheets and just makes me feel a little bit more secure and protected. And before we get to number 1, bonus symptom, indigestion. I've got it right now. The indigestion seems to come when I'm actually on my period. And the indigestion I get, it's not every month, but I'm on day 3 now of indigestion. And I don't have a special hack for this, I just use Rennie's.
The discomfort, the misery, the burn of acid indigestion. Rennie works fast. In fact, more people in Britain take Rennie than any other indigestion remedy for fast, effective relief of indigestion and heartburn. Take Rennie.
Coming in strong at number 1, a bit more serious perhaps, and is the worst symptom. I don't get it all the time, but when I do, it hits me like a truck, and somehow I have found the simplest, easiest hack to deal with it. So I am talking about depression, mood swings, and not in a light, oh, I've had a mood swing, I feel a bit angry, or I feel a bit sad, or however the media wishes to portray mood swings. This is, insert as many swear words as you would like, horrible, intensely, insanely horrible, and it is the worst thing I think I have genuinely ever felt in my entire life. And if this is me peering through the curtain of what depression is, anybody that has clinical, genuine depression on a full-time basis, that has nothing to do with this emotional stuff that I'm going through. I'm not sure this is the sort of thing that I should say out loud, but I can understand how people want to take their own life and do go through with it, because it is that bad. It is awful, 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 awful. My last big bout was in January, and it sort of crept up on me over 4 days. And this doesn't sound like a very long time, all right? I realise that. It crept up on me over about 4 days. The 2 days in the middle were the worst, and they were enough, okay? The night of the second day, I can't even think of the words, to be honest. I felt so low and empty and desperate. My brain was frantically trying to find out why I felt like that. And I was clinging to ideas about why I could feel this bad. Is it something my partner did, or something I've done, or I'm useless, I'm a bad mum, I'm awful, 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 or my partner's awful, awful. Do you know what I mean? My brain was trying to find out. My brain was trying to solve this problem of why I felt so bad. But there isn't a problem to solve, because I didn't genuinely feel that bad. It's like a smokescreen. And the way I have explained this to my partner, it's a bit like driving a car. And normally you're bobbing along, you've got your steering wheel, you've got your indicators, you've got this here, you've got buttons there, all the controls are in front of you, and you normally just ding, 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 you're pressing everything. And then the perimenopause starts to occasionally make some of these control panels disappear, not in the same order, not at the same time, and then they just come back, and sometimes you don't even notice that they've disappeared and they've come back. This level of depression feels to me like all of the control panels have disappeared at once. The steering wheel has disappeared. All of the pedals have disappeared. There is nothing. You are just sat, still driving this car, in control of this car, and everything has gone. And you are watching yourself drive down the steepest hill you can imagine without control. There is nothing you can do, and it's frightening and horrible. And I'm probably repeating myself, and I apologise for that, but I feel like I can't get across how insanely horrible I felt about everything in myself. And I even had a flicker of a thought somewhere, go for a walk, get out the house. You just sat here digging this hole deeper and deeper. And I went out for the walk, and all it did was make me feel worse. And I'm walking down the road, looking at cars, wondering how painful it would be if I jumped out in front of one, because what was the point in me continuing with my aliveness? Okay. My only other way to sort of describe that is like having a square and a ball in the middle, and the ball is bouncing off each side, and the square's getting smaller. And so this ball's bouncing, the square's getting smaller, and the ball's bouncing faster and faster and faster and faster and faster until bang, pop, something happens. And what my greatest fear is that if I couldn't find a way to deal with that, where was where was it going to go and where was I going to end up? And what I'm now going to tell you is how I found to deal with it, which you might think is a big old load of rubbish, because hopefully you've grasped how serious I'm being about this problem that I have had. And it is no coincidence that the unaliving rate amongst women goes up between, I think, the age of 45 to 55 is the biggest percentage of when women do unalive themselves, and I can totally get that. And my hack hack is a stupid word for this subject, but I have found a way to ground myself and bring myself back to reality. That car that I'm driving, where all the display panels have disappeared, I have found a way to not regain control, but to realise that the control panels are still there, I just can't see them, if you can get that concept. And all I've done is buy a bracelet. Now this, it doesn't matter what brand this is, it doesn't matter what it looks like, okay? This is just what I picked. I wanted something easy to wear. I didn't want something jangly and overly pretty. It needs to have a little bit of weight in it, I think. Can you see? I'm going to make sure, yes, you can see this. It does have a little thing on it. I'm trying not to show the brand because it's completely irrelevant. It needs to be, it could be a necklace. It needs to be something that is on your body, that you can touch, that you can see, and you can use. So when I start to feel a bit anxious and I've got the old weighted blanket on, I start having some thoughts about, oh, I'm not great, what's going on? I just I rub it like it's a bloody lamp and I'm waiting for the genie to come out. I realise how ridiculous this probably sounds. But it's something that I know is there, and I wear it all the time, and it's like a constant reminder of I'm okay, everything's okay. This is not real, this too shall pass. Okay, so some people refer to those sorts of things as grounding. You want to go out barefoot into the grass and have a walk through, you crack on. But I needed something that I knew was there all the time. That's why this bracelet's got a little bit of weight to it, so I can feel it, it's always there. And it has been genuinely the most powerful thing out of all of this that has made a massive difference to my life. Say the worst depressive episode I had was in January. I think the beginning of March, I could start to feel it coming again. But I had my bracelet and I did my old genie in the lamp trick, and it just has made, is this like some neuroplasticity type thing? It's made a connection in my brain that brings me to the repetitive thought patterns of I am okay, essentially. So it worked for me. All of these things are genuinely working for me. As more things go wrong, as more symptoms raise their ugly head, I shall have to find ways of dealing with them as well. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you found part of this interesting, helpful. Please let me know in the comments. I would like to get some sort of a community of us perimenopausal ladies going. If that's something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments. Thank you. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.